Hello guys, my name is Antos, and in this video I'm going to show you a rig for the URSA Mini camera. This will work with both the 4K and 4.6K version of the camera, since both of those cameras have identical body, basically size, build and weight. Now, I've actually had a chance to use 4 different rigs for these cameras, so if you're interested in taking a look at the video reviews for some of the other rigs, so you can kind of compare them, then the links will be provided in the description of this video, or as always, you can go to my website at tomantosfilms.com. So here, let me just quickly show you the kind of different rigs that I have. I have one from BlackMagic, which is the simplest, sort of the original one that came out. I have another one from KTV, which is very similar to the one from BlackMagic. I have another one from LanParte, which is the biggest, the most complicated one, the most expensive, but also the one with the most features. And then I also have another one from KTV, which is actually the smallest and the simplest rig out of all of these. So if you're deciding to get a rig for your URSA Mini cameras, then I would just say watch all the different videos that I did, and this way you can kind of compare and pick the best choice for you. So in this video, I want to talk about the rig from BlackMagic. Now, this was one of the first rigs that came out. This was released by BlackMagic at the same time as when they released their 4K URSA Mini camera. And it's I would say it's more on the basic side, but I think it gives you everything really that you need. Really, what it consists of is the sort of a base plate up here, which also has a shoulder rig. So you have this sort of a padded case here. And also it has the airy dovetail attachment on the left and right side, so you can attach accessories or handles, things like that. And it comes with a tap handle, so you can carry the camera easily, with 2 rods. And it also comes with the extension arm for the side grip, which unfortunately I misplaced. So instead of that, I'm going to use the one from KTV. And the reason is because really this extension arm from KTV is identical to the one that BlackMagic released. Really, the biggest difference is just the logo here. Now, when you get the camera, it's going to be basically like this, which you can work with it. But definitely, I think to make it a complete kit, at least for me, you need some kind of a tap handle, because this side handle, it's great if you want to kind of run and gunning it and holding it like this, but sometimes, it's too comfortable, or just even, the only way you can really hold the camera is from holding it on the top here, as you can get kind of those low, let's say, running or walking shots. Now, another thing is, once you were to, let's say, build up the camera, put in a bigger lens and a battery, then it would be difficult holding all that weight basically with the side handle, because as you can see, the center of gravity is off to the side, so it basically is going to twist your wrist. So that's when having a sort of a centered tap handle is the best option, I think, for carrying this around. So, like I said, BlackMagic in their kit provides you the tap handle. It is a nicely constructed tap handle. It's made out of, I think it's aluminum metal, has a nice finish. It is very sturdy, but it's also very light, actually, the material. They also give you this little rubber kind of padding here underneath it, because you can mount this tap handle just like this, if that's all you're going to be using. But let's say, if you have the URSA viewfinder, then you would actually remove this and sort of slide the URSA viewfinder here and attach it there. Now, another nice thing about the tap handle is that it has 3 1/4" 20 screw attachments, so you can attach your accessories, whether it's a monitor, things like that. So that's a nice thing. Anyways, let's attach this tap handle, and let's kind of just see how it works. So the way you attach it is using these screws that they provide. So you put 2 of them here on the back. So as you can see right away with the tap handle, it's just a lot easier to carry this. And now another thing we'll add is the base here. When attaching the base, you can kind of decide how far or how much to the front or the back you want this base to be. Alright, so as you can see, once you attach this, it definitely makes the whole camera a lot bigger. It just raises it up higher, and also because it's tap handle, it's just basically vertically a lot bigger. Now, like I said, you can also put in these rods, which not everybody's going to need. But let's say you have a like a bigger cinema lens, and maybe you want to attach follow focus, let's say, or a matte back, so you can put like ND filters and things like that. And that's when having rods is definitely necessary. And I think for, you know, sort of a cinema style camera like the URSA, it is, you know, it's a good thing to have. And now, like I said, if you're doing sort of really running, gunning it, where you're using kind of more DSLR lenses with filters attached right into the front of them, then you probably don't need these rails, in which case you probably don't even need this whole base, unless you need the shoulder rig. Because the thing that this thing gives you now is that you can put this camera over on your shoulder, because it has that shoulder pad up here. Now the only thing is, obviously, if you have it on your shoulder, it'll be kind of difficult holding it here with this handle. So that's why having that extension arm is really helpful. So I'm going to take off the side handle here, and I can attach the extension arm obviously to the camera, but I think it just makes more sense to attach it here, because after all, you want to extend it. So the more you can extend it, I think it's going to be, the more comfortable it's going to be. So as you can see, with it sort of built up with the whole rig, that's kind of how it looks. You can put it now on your shoulder and you can operate it like this, and it feels very comfortable, easy, you know, to kind of, you can balance it, like I said, by moving the camera back and forward. Right now it feels like it probably should be more forward because the monitor is like right in front of my face. But, you know, like I said, those are things you can adjust. Like I said, you can put a matte box on there. So definitely it's a rig that, you know, gives you a lot more sort of, you know, bang for your buck, I would say, with this camera, because you can attach now all these accessories and you can properly hold it. As you can see, you can definitely quickly convert this into like a sort of a proper, bigger cinema sort of a style, you know, setup. Now, obviously, the lens that I have on there is like this really small lens. And I would say, aside from the fact that it's a solidly built rig, it makes it now possible to operate the URSA kind of on your shoulder, handheld kind of operations. You can pull focus, things like that. Now, if you have, again, the BlackMagic viewfinder, then it fits here nicely. You can have it right to your eye. So it's a nice setup. The only thing I would say for me that's the negative is the fact that if, let's say, you have this whole setup like this, but suddenly you want to strip the camera down, whether you want to, I don't know, kind of go run and gunning in, you know, maybe sneak in somewhere with the camera, and you don't want to go with this big sort of a setup, or let's say you want to put it on a Steadicam or a gimbal where you really want to like scale it down as much as you can, then it's not very quick, because to remove this, it's not like you have these sort of like some thumb screws or something. You have to make sure that you have the tool with you, the Allen key. You have to then, you know, do it like this. You have to make sure you don't lose the screws, all that stuff. So it just simply means that removing, let's say, the top handle or removing this whole base is a lot more problematic. It just takes longer. And then another thing to keep in mind is that there is no way, or I mean, you could try to, but basically I wouldn't recommend attaching this basically directly to your tripod, because there is a quarter 20 here, or no, it's actually 3/8 of an inch. Sort of a tripod, you could say, screw attachment. But I'll tell you, because this is not designed to be put directly on a tripod, and there's not enough of a sort of surface area making contact. So if you attach your base plate to this, the whole thing, especially with all the camera and this, you know, all the extra weight and all these accessories, it's going to be very wobbly. And so I would definitely not recommend doing that. So that means now, to put this on an actual tripod, you would need a VTC, basically Sony style kind of a V-mount plate. I have one here from Came TV that I got. This is kind of plate. And basically the way this works is that you would put this plate onto your tripod, and then it allows you to basically take these cameras that have a shoulder pad and that have these, you know, VTC attachment or V-mount attachment, allows you to kind of slide the camera under. And here's basically how it works. So you put it over this, and you kind of, the camera goes over it, it kind of clips in place, and now it stays there securely. And because this is nice and flat and has all these attachment points, you can now securely attach that to your tripod. But that just simply means that then suddenly the whole rig's gotten even bigger now, because you can see you have a whole other layer. This itself, these plates are usually going to be very heavy. This is the one from Came TV, like I said, and it's actually the best one out of the ones that I've tried, because it's just simply lighter. Some of the other ones tend to be made out of really heavy metal, whereas this one is not as heavy, but it's still very sturdy. So if you guys want info for that VTC plate, again, I'll provide the links for where you can get it in the description of this video. But like I said, you know, overall good rig if that's what you need to do. But if you need a rig where you can quickly strip it down, you know, and kind of then build it up, and kind of, like I said, just quickly modify it, then that might not be the best option. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want more information about the BlackMagic rig, where you can find the best deals right now, or if you want to also compare this to some of the other rigs that I had a chance to test out, then as always, make sure you go to my website at tomantosfilms.com. And that's it. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.